Hello and happy Saturday, everybody. In this week's book breakdown, we're looking at The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. Excellent, excellent book. If you're looking at going into business, you already have a business, or you're managing a business, or just learning about it, maybe in school, or thinking about going back to school for business, this is a must-read book. And I would also say, along with those same needs or interests, reading The Cash Flow Quadrant and Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki are also must-reads. There's a lot of overlap there. If you're familiar with the Cash Flow Quadrant, there's 4 ways to earn income. One is you could be an employee and you're just doing the work of somebody else's plan. The other one is a small business or self-employed, where basically you own it or you're running the show, but you mainly own a job and you're working it. Maybe you have a little help. Then there's big business, where you have the system and you're running the system and you have employees or people helping you, and it's more passive. And then there's, of course, investing, where no matter the investment, it's set up the right way, where it's very passive and you're making income. So 4 ways there. This book points out where a lot of people have a smaller business. They think it is a business, a big business, and they get frustrated. They're trapped working it all the time, and they don't know why or what's wrong with them. So I'd highly recommend getting the book to read all the nuances there. But I want to point out 3 concepts, the 3 main concepts here, and shed some light on it and tell you what I took away from it. I would say right now my business is in the small business category, moving towards the big business. In the next 3 to 5 years, it will be really big business and very passive on my end. But gotta work it to get it there, right? It will never get there if I don't have the right mindset and I'm not working on the business, if I'm only working in the business. So there's 3 categories Michael Gerber talks about in this book. 1 is the technician. 2 is the manager. And 3 is the entrepreneur. And when you're in business for yourself, you are all 3 in the beginning. Now, when people are talking about business ownership and big business, they're mainly talking about the entrepreneur. But if you're working the actual work 80 hours a week or more, you're not doing much entrepreneurship. And I'll explain and get the book if you want to know the rest. So let's look at the first category, technician. In the book, as an example, a lady is phenomenal at baking pies. So she quits working for a bakery and opens her own pie shop. But guess what she's doing almost all the time? Baking pies herself. And then she's helping customers and trying to deal with all the other nuances it takes to bake pies. So what do you know? She gets burnt out. She's not making as much money. She doesn't have any time. She starts hating her passion. Well, the reason why is she's not being able to manage much herself, and there's this much entrepreneurship going on. So Michael Gerber starts talking to her about how to go from only the technician to becoming the entrepreneur and getting to where she really wants to go. The management side of things says, hey, how do I manage the technicians? How do I run the systems that are in place, hold people accountable, and make sure things are always going well and growing? And that's the management side of things, which you have to have in there. And the entrepreneur is at 10,000 feet. They're thinking of, how can I get this pie, this recipe, this idea out to the masses? What systems can I have in place? What people can I have working and running the systems outside of me? And I can keep making those better and expanding upon those. That's how you get to big business. It's also how you can choose to get to passive income with business ownership instead of just active income. All right, so it points out on the entrepreneurship side of things is an entrepreneur does the work of envisioning the business as something apart from you, the owner. The work of asking all the right questions about why this business as opposed to that business. So the work of entrepreneur is to wonder. I continue to imagine and to dream. To see with as much of yourself as you can muster the possibilities that waft about in midair, someplace there above your head and within your heart. Not in the past, but looking into the future. That's the work of the entrepreneur personality that you do at the outset of your business, and at each and every stage along the way. You wonder, you wonder, you wonder, just as every inventor must. You can call it the future work, I wonder. So where are you at in your business journey? Leave some comments below. But are you wondering, are you dreaming, are you talking about the future, and then helping to create the systems that take you from where you're at to get to that future state? And then maybe you're doing the work of all three, technician, manager, and entrepreneur right now, but how can you start removing yourself out of the technician work and the managerial work and just be the entrepreneur? So you've got great systems, you've got a great product and or service. Now do you have somebody great or great people to manage it and run the system without you and just report to you once in a while? Do you have amazing technicians to do the high quality work that you really want done? If so, you're on your way. If not, how can you get it there? That's really the focus. And that's my focus on my business too. We have great systems, okay? We're lacking a little bit of leadership outside of me to run the systems. We've got some, but not enough. So I'm focused on getting some more there. And we're definitely lacking enough technicians to service how big our market is out here with financial education and products and services. So we're growing that, going from small to big in the next 3 to 5 years, getting better all the time, and making sure while I'm still doing a lot of the leadership and management and some of the technician work, that I'm still spending enough time on the entrepreneur side. I hope you'll do the same. Pick up the book to figure out what the heck I'm talking about. It's a great one. And join me in the pursuit of greatness.